I see you gather before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic.
Triss could not help Geralt, yet she did direct him to Corrine Tilly, an Oniromancer and an expert at finding the lost and the missing. Guided by Corrine Tilly, the Witcher had a dream. In it, Ciri and I, the bard Dandelion, were reunited. Geralt now knew that to find Ciri, he would first need to find his dear old friend.
Blasphemers, kobolds. Back there at Loch Marine. Help! Save me! I'm dying!
I will get you every last copper, with interest. Give me a week, please.
Horson's no banker. He's an honest man. You pay on time, you get protection. You don't pay...
Help!
What you hollering for, stupid wench? What you hoping for? A knight in shining armour?
Close enough.
Keep out of this, greyhead, not your concern.
Vespula's got someone else's protection now.
Really? Who's that be?
Mine offered her a better rate.
All right. So, let's see if you're a good bargain or just cheap shit.
Well, how long you gonna make me wait?
Covered in blood, all of it. So much work for naught.
No need to thank me. It was nothing.
Sorry. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, but everything I had, I just lost.
Don't know if you remember. We've met.
I don't... Wait, I know you. You're that witcher I near clobbered with a vase when... Well...
When you kicked Dandelion out. Through the balcony. Actually, he's the reason I'm here. Know where he is?
Probably out whoring. That horse pheasant. That lying scoundrel.
Ouch. What did he do to get your goat?
Same thing as ever. Prize bullshitter came back, saying it was till death do we part this time. And no more than a week passed before I spotted him in Harbourside, strolling with some trollop on his arm. 'Twas the last straw. All those questions about the washerwomen at the bathhouse, then this. I beat him black and blue and threw him out on his ear.
Dandelion ask you about other washerwomen? Not terribly subtle even for him.
Maybe he likes some sudsy.
Maybe. But what did he ask about, exactly?
Oh, this and that, really. What's it like at the bathhouse? Have I got any friends there? What are their working hours? I don't know. Maybe he's looking to hire one for his tavern. Maybe I got all in a huff for no reason.
This woman he was with in the harbour. Who was she?
Claimed she was his niece from Kovir. Ha! Horvir, more likely. Corset so tight her eyes were popping out her head. His too, come to think of it. An artist or a whore. Doesn't much matter as they're one in the same.
Thanks for your help. Listen, when I find Dandelion, anything I should tell him?
No. I mean, tell him he's a two-faced snake, but it would be nice if he dropped by.
My foot wrappings reek. Oh!
Welcome, welcome. Do come in.
I'm a friend of Dandelion's, looking for Elial.
You've come to the right spot. How might I be of service? Need something shortened? Patch your trousers, darn your socks.
You Eliel?
Yes? Now pick your jaw up off the floor.
Sorry, I thought Eliel was one of Dandelion's girlfriends.
Oh, so it's that. Wait here. Any better?
So you're...
Eliel.
Did you and Dandelion... how did you two meet?
I met him one night in a tavern. He was blind drunk.
What happened?
What do you think? We spoke.
That's it?
I'm not sure what you're getting at, but I should make one thing clear. Men don't interest me. Told him that as well. Luckily, Dandelion's an open-minded fellow. We had a lovely evening. He became a loyal customer afterwards.
What did you and Dandelion talk about? He ask about anything in particular?
Let me think. Had an ordinary chat, really. Although, indeed, he did keep asking about Kalkstein. If Dandelion and I hadn't laid our cards on the table at the start, I might have suspected he had a history with the alchemist. He spoke like a lovesick beau. In fact, he desperately wished to meet with him.
Kalkstein's in Novigrad? Wouldn't mind seeing him myself.
You're too late, I fear. The witch hunters nabbed him recently, burned him at the stake in Hierarch Square. But as he perished, the goings-on, impressive. Fiery beasts circled his pyre, then rose into the sky and exploded to form letters.
Really? What did they spell?
Radovid sucks flaccid cock.
I know this is none of my business, but why do
I dress up? As a child, I dreamt of becoming a Doppler when I grew up. I became a tailor instead. Discovered clothing. Costumes can express all the complexities of one's personality. I'm a Redanian countess one day, a dockside thug the next. That is true freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Have you never thought to become someone else? Even for a moment? Must be horribly boring being a witcher all the time.
I managed to stay interested. Dandelion visit your shop often?
I tried many times to talk him into a decent doublet. Sadly, he'd only come in to get a button reaffixed or a hole patched.
When did you last see him?
Some time ago. He brought in one of Zoltan's jerkins, insisted I sew on an extra pocket. Odd as requests go, I had the distinct feeling he'd actually come to talk.
Thanks for your help, and nice to meet you.
I can help with much more. If you need new trousers or a vest, you know where to find me.
My man carries his pitfall around you.
Racial hygiene's as poor as their personal hygiene. Fuck.
Nothing hurts as much as love.
My husband's a supervisor by trade.
This Baronet's La Valette's villa.
Shouldn't interest you. The Baroness don't mingle with just anyone.
Don't worry. I'm here to see your chambermaid, Molly.
Out of the way. Baroness is riding out. Be gone.
Geralt of Rivia at my doorstep? Surely this is no chance encounter?
Greetings, Baroness. Greetings, General. You're right. I'm here for a reason.
There's no mistaking you. But for etiquette's sake, Mary Louisa La Valette. An Imperial General and a Witcher meet. And know each other. Surprising.
We've met before.
And how? Imagine this, Louisa. The Emperor desired a chat with the Witcher. I, too, was fortunate enough to meet him then.
So Geralt of Rivia now works for Emperor Emir. Interesting. Has Var Emry sent you to rid Novigrad of monsters?
Looking for a girl named Molly. Heard she works here.
My maidservant. I'm afraid she's currently at the home of my dear friend Patricia Vegelbud.
Perhaps Geralt could accompany us. He could speak with Molly at the races.
Is that something you'd consider, Witcher? Care to partake of some sophisticated diversion?
Well, if Molly will be there.
On our way, then. We've arrived.
My father owned a similar estate in Bruges. As a young girl, I'd travel there often to ride.
Shall we look at the horses? Do you like horses, Geralt?
I guess so. Called every horse I've had Roach.
The grey mare is Cantarella, sired by Cahir, the champion from Vol.
Grey's a nice color. For horses, too.
My coin's on the Black Stallion, Nemrod, purest Nilfgaardian stock.
Surprised he didn't salute you, General. Know anything about the chestnut or the bay?
The chestnut is Thunderbolt, a pure-blood Britannian, gallant steed, but too headstrong for my taste, difficult to control. And the bay hails from Zerrikania. Lord de Volte acquired him recently. I know little about him, though Zerrikanians are reputed to have incredible stamina.
Is Molly a horse?
Pardon?
I did come here to see Molly, after all.
Patience, Witcher. She ought to arrive soon. I asked Molly to join us as soon as she was done with her chores. She shouldn't be long now.
All depends what you asked her to do, milady. But I don't really have a choice. I'll wait. Seem to know your horses.
No is not the word. Morvrand's a true expert.
I find them to be far more honest than men. Must say, I'm curious how you manage in the saddle, Witcher.
Mostly just try to stay in it.
What would you say to a little race?
Not what I came here for.
Don't make me beg, Witcher. Tell you what, win, and I shall give you my finest saddle. Made in Nilfgaard proper of beautifully tanned leather.
Why not? Wouldn't mind seeing if your knowledge of horses translates into riding skills.
Well said. So, which steed do you choose, Witcher?
Radovid's encamped nearby. Redanian chestnut might want to impress its king.
I'll not ride with you, but I shall bet on a steed. Nemrod will win, no matter the rider.
Cantarella for me, then. I see no point in delaying this. Let's begin.
Riders, ready!
Come on, Witcher! Let's see what you're made of!
Hey-ya!
The rush of air!
What a thrill! A beautiful victory!
Thanks.
For one for whom every horse is a roach, you carry yourself exquisitely in the saddle. My congratulations. That is yours.
Now, could I talk to your chambermaid, milady?
Ah, yes, Molly. That is why you came here, after all. The portly young woman. That's her.
Speak to her. And you must find us when you're ready to return to Novigrad. We'd be delighted to join you for the journey.
Youth these days. Hair-brained, all of them.
I'm Molly, my lord. Wish to see me?
Call me Geralt.
Geralt? That Geralt? The one Dandelion's rescued time and time again?
Wouldn't be here if not for Dandelion.
Told me all about your adventures. How he'd ready you for battle with his songs. How he tamed the Kairan by playing his lute.
I meant that literally. Dandelion's why I'm here. Came to ask you about him. Know where he might be?
No. Sadly, I haven't got a clue. We've not seen each other in ages. The Baroness don't approve of our acquaintance. Says Dandelion's a good-for-nothing layabout. Can you imagine? But Or maybe his sister could help you. Such a nice girl.
You do realize Dandelion doesn't have a sister?
Sure he does. Saw him himself. Funny, she don't look like him at all. Blonde, for starters. Maybe they've different fathers.
Mm-hmm. Different mothers, too.
Maybe. But you could see he cares for her. Looks after her. The way he carried her packages and...
Know where I can find her, Dandelion's sister?
I know. Whenever I asked Dandelion when we'd visit her, he'd grow all quiet and then change the subject.
Any chance you remember your last conversation with Dandelion?
Of course. He came to borrow some coin for a barge.
What? Why do you need a barge?
To take me on a romantic cruise of the canals by the light of the moon. Said there'd be strawberries and that wine with the bubbles, and he'd sing me arias. But I've not seen him since.
Thanks, Molly.
Wait, before you go, I've got a request. Dandelion told me once he'd show me his etchings, but he never did. And I'd so like to see them.
Won't be too hard to convince him. He loves showing off those etchings to anyone he can.
Oh, that's wonderful! Thanks, and good luck to you on your search.
Nothing hurts as much as life.
Yes.
I bid you a cool farewell.
Ah, Geralt, there you are. Shall we return together?
Gladly. It's a long way to Novigrad. Road ought to seem shorter with some company.
I'd say the same. Well then, let's go. And here we are. Thank you for your company.
Likewise. See you.
Ah, Geralt. What can I do for you?
Farewell.
To paint you all the way to the garden.
Oh, did you catch him?
No luck.
Hey, keep your distance.
What do you want?
Rosavar Atra's expecting me. Supposed to give her lessons in swordplay.
Come with me. Miss Rosa awaits. Won't you realise what you've gotten yourself into?
Hope so too.
Miss Rose has got a downright beastly temper. Shows no mercy once she grips a sword. Grab a wooden one. Take care not to hurt. Follow me.
You're my new instructor? Well, Papa clearly went out of his way this time. Wood, to start with. I must know your worth. Why bother with two swords when you can barely handle one?
How long you gonna make me wait?
Stop floating. Fight! Why bother with two swords when
Come
you
on,
can
come
barely
closer.
handle one? Damn it! Well fought. You're much better than the last one.
I'm not actually your swordplay instructor.
Really? Then who are you? And how on earth did you get in?
I'm a witcher. I'm looking
A witcher? That's splendid. I always wanted to meet a witcher. This is so exciting.
Incredibly. But we ought to discuss that another time. Came to ask about your rhetoric tutor, Dandelion.
Rhetoric tutor? Good one. That is why Papa hired him, but not at all what the bard had in mind. He mostly played his lute and sang for us. I believe he thought he was wooing.
Mean he wasn't? But you had some sort of relationship.
If you call him chasing after me a relationship. Even so, there was nothing between us. Seems my sisters had a bit of fun at our expense. But enough chatter. Stand and fight. I demand a rematch.
What? Lost your nerve?
Stop floating and fight! bother with 2 swords when you can barely handle one? Stop, Lord. Ha! I win! You really are a lousy swordsman. In fact, I believe I could teach you a thing or two.
Nice of you to offer, miss. Very. Afraid I have to say no.
What are you two lovebirds whispering about? You asked about my relationship with Dandelion? Well, here's the mix-up's mastermind. Edna var Atra, the greatest mischief maker north or south of the Yaruga.
Wait a minute. Mean to say Dandelion mixed you two up?
On occasion, yes. But then Rosa would quickly set him straight. If you'd shut your catty mouth for a moment, dear little sister, I could explain. Edna sent Dandelion some love letters. She signed my name. Conceited as he is, naturally he fell for it. I was left to repel the aging bard's advances. Rosa, I had the best of intentions, you know that. I felt you needed help taking the first step. You blushed every time he sang a ballad. He'll next sing at your funeral if you don't stop it right now.
Calm down, ladies. No poet's worth 2 sisters nipping at each other's throats.
Especially not this one.
Listen, I just want to know one thing. Either of you seen Dandelion lately?
Edna might have. I certainly have not. My dear sister, I would never spend time alone with a man for whom you burn with a secret passion. Burn with passion? For one who incessantly praises another woman's talents? Afraid I've more sense than that.
Dandelion act any different lately? Notice anything strange?
Strange? Not really. It's no use, Geralt. She's so enamored she'd hardly notice if he turned into a werewolf. Edna, what? You needn't pretend he followed convention. Remember when he took us to the cemetery?
Rhetoric lessons in a cemetery. Unusual even for Dandelion.
We set out to visit the graves of celebrated Oxenford professors. He ended up quizzing us about Margrave Henkel.
Who?
Eccentric old coot. Died recently. He'd apparently been an important and generous patron of the arts as a young man.
Bet sophisticated young ladies like you know a bunch about politics.
We've picked up a few things. What would you like to know?
Emperor continuing to push north. Courtiers must be ecstatic.
His confidants must be. But Papa says that's not likely to last much longer.
Why not?
Papa says the war's disrupting trade, and people are tired of financing the Emperor's adventures.
Wonder how the war's going. Any outcome looming?
Papa says much depends on Radovid, and on who captures Novigrad first.
What's Novigrad got to do with it? Free city. Never taken sides. Always stayed out of conflicts.
Oh, even children know Novigrad's home to the world's largest fleet. And they say the city's treasury is bursting with enough to equip 2 armies.
Changing subjects. Who'd Dandelion sing about? Know anything about her?
I believe she's a poetess, or Trebaritz. Very skilled and exceptionally talented, of course.
This woman. Not a local, right?
I seem to remember him praising her melodious Kaviri accent. Makes sense. He referred to her as Kalonetta a few times. Bizarre names are common in Kavir.
Gotta ask Zoltan about this Kalonetta. Been a pleasure, but I've got stuff to take care of.
Exceedingly nice to meet you. Please come again. Hey, Swex.
You're a bigger rat kicker than me.
Excuse me. I'm looking for Marabella.
I am she. Wait outside. Class is in session.
Sorry, can't wait. Hear about Dandelion. I'm Geralt, and I'm...
Geralt? I know you. Fine. If you're eager to join in the lesson, you're welcome to. Children, sadly the Ratcatcher has a fever today, but in his stead, we're honoured to welcome a Witcher, who will now tell us about his trade.
But...
Yeah! This is grand!
You shan't disappoint them, will you? So, who would like to ask the first question?
Me! What's it mean that witches are lecturers?
How old are you again?
9! 8!
In that case, wait a few years and I'll tell you.
Children, what's the meaning of this? Next question.
Is it true witches kill kings?
A man cursed who's turned into a monster, a witcher might have to kill, even if he's a king.
So King Foltest was a monster.
What's it like to cut off someone's head?
Can you show us how to cut off a head?
Can we try your potions?
Enough. That is all for today. Gather your things and I shall see you in the morning.
Yeah!
Bid farewell to Master Geralt.
It's great you came.
I'd have rather had the Ratcatcher.
So please do tell me, why are you here?
Thanks. That was an ordeal. Think I'd rather face a swarm of neckers than a class of 10-year-olds.
The Ratcatcher had no objections.
Oh yeah? How's he feeling?
He's dead. Bubonic plague, it seems. I didn't want to upset the children. But you wish to speak of Dandelion?
I know you saw Dandelion recently.
Oh yes. Longest afternoon of my life.
He read you his poems?
No. We perused the illustrated guide to fungi.
Maybe... No. Won't even try to guess why he wanted to do that.
Mold. That was his interest. When his hand abandoned my knee to point at a figure of penicillium, I knew the fire between us had died. Permanently.
Found a poem Dandelion wrote about you. Portrayed you as an unusually talented individual.
Really? Did he mention my poetry? Horses have always fascinated me. I've always longed to extol their noble beauty. Did you see any of my work at Dandelions? Mere exercises, true, but I'd be curious to know what you thought of them.
No. Didn't see any.
Gee up! A snakely whip rose skyward. Gee-haw! Crack! She reined the beast in. The stallion danced betwixt her thighs. Lather bathed its chinny chin.
Sorry, don't know much about poetry. See Dandelion after the fungus incident?
No. I even considered granting him another chance. His heart of hearts is pure gold. He simply needs a bit more discipline in his life. But he never came back to see me. So I thought if it's done, it's done.
Thanks for your help. Farewell.
Look at those sisters. Lass's coffee whipped to the
On
winter.
you, will I?
Who's
Look
that
for
son?
your kind, me.
Best deal one for the price.
Smash his face!
Bad idea.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher. White Wolf, they call you?
You stand accused of offending religious sentiment. We've orders to take you in for interrogation. Surrender your weapons.
Over my dead body.
Told you we wouldn't fool him. Well, you're due a beating. It will just be more of a challenge.
Remember the preacher who spoke of witches and witchers? A man you humiliated before his faithful. He asked that we administer a sacrament on his behalf. Your last rites.
How long you gonna make me wait?
Hurts as much as life.
Did you finish the work on time?
What now?
Miserable.
Many thanks to you, Geralt. What village are you from?
Willows.
I'll miss a woman's touch.
How are you keeping it, Rory? Monsieur Sultan, you old bum? What's this? Haven't even drunk her water? Naughty bound. Now repeat. Savoury crackers. Ah, you're back. You met Poppy? She ought to start talking any day now.
That Field Marshal Duda's replacement? The Marshal was a parrot, you do remember, right? Where'd you get her?
At auction. Some mage's estate went under the hammer. Witch hunters and the Eternal Fire joined forces, staked out his place and rounded the sorry sap up. Put his things up for sale. Happened to be passing by and saw this out. Came with her own cage.
How could you resist?
Could they? 'Tweren't possible. Ah, but Dandelion's what matters now. So, how'd you do? Learn much?
Tell me what you've got first.
A few bruises and a torn doublet. Otherwise, not much of note. He wasn't staying with any of them. I've not seen hiding or hair of him in ages. All I learned was a few of Dandelion's pickup lines. Dubious worth.
Think I might have something better.
What are you waiting for? Let's have at it.
Women on my list hadn't seen Dandelion in a while. All claimed he had been acting strange. Also mentioned he'd been seeing someone else. Thing is, Mystery Woman wasn't on my list.
What's she supposedly like, this lass?
Blonde, from Kovir. The Troberits, apparently. Named Kalinetta or something like that.
That makes it clear as crystal. It's Priscilla. Aye. Must be her.
Who's this Priscilla?
The Troberits, like you said. Quite popular of late. Picture Dandelion with a pair of tits and you've got the general idea.
Interesting image. So how'd Dandelion handle meeting his female double?
I think he fell in love.
Dandelion in love. Actually, truly in love.
Oh, yes. Laddie's head's on fire. Lassie's got him whirling.
All right. Guess we gotta talk to her.
Priscilla works for the Mummers troupe. Reynard and the Foxen. Whenever they're in town, she performs nightly at the Kingfisher.
Mean we've been sentenced to an evening of poetry?
Must you always? This'll be true poetry, Geralt. You'll see.
Tris não pôde ajudar Geralt, porém ela pôde encaminhá-la a Corinne Tilly, uma oniromante especializada em encontrar almas perdidas. Orientado por Corinne Tilly, o bruxo teve um sonho. Nele, Ciri e eu, Dandelion, estávamos reunidos. Agora Geralt sabia que para encontrar Ciri, primeiro teria que encontrar seu mais querido e antigo amigo.
acha de darmos um pulo um bordel essa noite? Nossa, que feiura!
Minha barriga, fogo eterno, como dói.
Você não devia ter vindo para esta cidade. Era melhor ter ficado na floresta.
Ah, já está aqui. Vamos procurar algum lugar para descansar a bunda. Deve começar em breve.
Cicatrizes com teus dedos para entrelaçar os nossos caminhos. Abra as feridas que nunca fecham até as suas tramas o destino formar. O sol te afasta dos meus sonhos, amargando meu doce dia. Me enrolar nos teus cachos negros e nada no lilás desse teu olhar. Pegadas de lobo na neve me guiam, levando até teu coração imóvel. Fúria e tristeza cristalizadas, deixa os teus doces lábios a flamejar. O sol te afasta dos meus sonhos, amargando meu doce dia. Me enrolar nos teus cachos negros e nada no lilás desse teu olhar. Não sei se tu és o meu destino ou se há uma
quem ele é. Foi ele que matou os rapazes temerianos no Pomar Branco.
Silêncio, mulher! Viemos para ouvir música.
Um assassino?
Há uma guerra acontecendo. Alguns morrem.
Ah, por favor, discutam isso em outro lugar.
Disputas e brigas de novo? E me disseram que este era um estabelecimento decente.
Se eu conheço Geralt, ele arriscou o pescoço para salvar a bunda de alguém.
Salvar, você diz? Ele matou gente.
Não deixe eles te provocarem.
Lá está a porta. Resolvam lá fora.
Vamos. Eu quero ouvir música. Música!
Capital cultural do mundo, porra nenhuma!
Permitam-me as apresentações. Esta é Priscila, conhecida também como Caloneta. É tão talentosa quanto é bela. E este...
É Geralt de Rivia, eu sei. O Dandelion falou muito sobre você. E eu ouvi com respiração ofegante. Não se surpreenda. Afinal, duvido que poderia pensar num tema mais adequado para uma canção do que o amor de um bruxo por uma feiticeira. Ou deveria dizer, por feiticeiras.
Parece que Dandelion foi meticuloso ao contar a minha história. Até nos detalhes particulares e insignificantes. Ele contou algo sobre ele próprio? Como para onde estaria indo?
Esplêndido. Que engraçado. Sério? Então, até mais. Aqui não. Venha comigo.
Há um motivo para toda essa discrição?
Há um ótimo motivo. Quando vi o Dandelion pela última vez, ele me disse que estava planejando um assalto ao cofre de Sighelven.
Por 1000 ovelhas.
E não o vejo desde então.
Helven, como ele é?
Alto, gordo, perigoso como só ele.
Anda mancando, a perna esquerda.
Soa como um troll de pedra aleijado.
Se trolls fossem diabolicamente inteligentes e tivessem dom para o crime, sim, eu concordaria.
O Dandelion invadindo um cofre? Acharia mais provável que ele escolhesse uma vida de celibato antes de considerar algo assim.
É verdade. Esqueci de pagar pelo vinho dele em Passiflora uma vez. Ele ficou acordado 3 noites só de preocupação.
Alguma ideia do que deu nele? Ele tem alguma dívida para pagar?
Ele disse que estava ajudando alguém que era um assunto urgente que não poderia esperar.
Esse alguém, Dandelion disse quem era?
Não, mas se eu o conheço bem, é ela, cujo nome ele não deu. Assim como não mencionou a cintura fina dela e seios fartos dela.
Deixa eu adivinhar. A tentativa de roubo fracassou?
Bem, ele não está sendo levado por aí em uma carruagem com joias, então acho que sim. Perguntei por ele em toda parte, mas parece que um gato comeu a língua de toda a cidade. Descobri só que ele causou um escândalo na casa do filho da puta Júnior. Então, os homens do filho da puta perseguiram-no por toda a cidade.
Filho da puta Júnior. Não me soa familiar.
O maior cuzão de Novigrad. Não literalmente, mas...
Entendi. Você não é fã dele. Mas o que ele te fez?
Que tal a toda a cidade? Ele é um dos 4 chefões que controlam o submundo da cidade. Os outros são Sighelven, Carlo Cutelo Varese e o Rei dos Mendigos.
O safado. Pelo menos não enfureceu a igreja também. Não envolver uma instituição venerável no meio de tudo. Senão, estaríamos ferrados até...
Lá vou eu outra vez, correr ao resgate do Dandelion. Ele tem que me pagar um salário.
Esteja onde estiver, duvido mesmo que esteja com humor para piadinhas. Eu também não estou, na verdade.
Relaxa, eu tiro ele dessa. Tenho que falar com o tal filho da puta antes. E com Sig Helvin. Sabe onde posso encontrá-los?
Não sei quanto ao filho da puta, mas o Helvin tem uma casa de banho. Porém, tome cuidado. Ele é um sujeito perigoso.
Eu também sou.
Não duvido. Mas o Dandelion não o é. Eu lhe imploro que se apresse e que me avise logo que descobrir algo.
Ei, não tenho mais nada para fazer aqui. Vou voltar para o alecrim do milho. Tenho que alimentar a pobre e então esperar, eu acho. Ver se nosso passarinho não volta sozinho.
Inacreditável!
Você quer me deixar bêbada, senhor?
Se eu estivesse interessado em te deixar bêbada, madame, não estaríamos bebendo
torneios grandes em breve.
Por que não?
O patriarcado da cidade faz qualquer coisa para distrair o povo da cidade.
Tem alguém aí? Abra a porta.
Qual é o problema? A casa de banho está fechada.
Preciso falar com o dono. Eu sei que ele está aqui.
Eu não sei se importa, já que ele está muito ocupado.
Ocupado? Com o quê?
Entretendo convidados importantes.
Nesse caso, diga a ele que tem outro na porta. Geralt de Rivia. E não vou embora até falar com ele.
Muito bem, irei tentar. Aguarde, por favor.
Sig Helvin o convida cordialmente a juntar-se a ele. Eu sou Rappen. O encontro é na casa de banhos. Passaremos pelo vestiário para que possa deixar as suas roupas.
Vamos.
Pode se despir aqui. O seu equipamento ficará seguro. Esplêndido! Sig Helvin aguarda na outra sala.
Ei, ô, do cabelo branco! Que bundinha, hein?
Tinha razão. Ele não fica
E o
vermelho.
Júnior cortou a mão dele e mandou que enfiassem no puto cadáver. E então ele mandou o corpo de volta,
Disse.
oferecendo um aperto de mãos pela
Adorável.
Ele parece de um cavalo.
É óbvio que não viu o do Helven.
Gudrun o chama de Uruboros.
Mas o... Calma, Cotelo.
O filho da puta Júnior é um homem morto. Vou mandar o meu escriba mandar um aviso.
Você não tem um escriba. E nós vamos eliminar o Júnior quando e somente quando todos dissermos sim. Helvin, o seu convidado.
Por que diabos você o deixou entrar?
Porque eu quero falar com ele. Este é Geralt de Rivia.
É bom vê-lo novamente.
Como sempre, estou por fora. Quem diabos é você?
Não é da sua conta.
O seu amigo quer morrer?
Não. Ele só não tem modos. Bruxos não são bem do tipo urbano e sofisticado.
Temos intrusos. Alguém entrou na casa de banho. Vários homens.
De que porra ele tá falando? Vidente do caralho.
Assassinos! Por favor, não!
Mas que merda. Eu sabia.
Alguma arma escondida?
Só algumas.
A primeira luta com meu pinto de fora. Ah!
Já chega de frente.
Ninguém escapa, entendido? Todos juntos, homens!
É hora de acabar com isso.
Bom trabalho, senhores.
Sinto muito pelo acontecido. A minha segurança falhou. Vou descobrir quem foi, por quê e como.
Eles eram bandidos do filho da puta. A questão aqui é quem e como.
Não comece outra vez, especialmente não na frente de nosso convidado.
Quem entrou logo antes de atacarem? Coincidência? Por que será que eu duvido?
Vamos dar a ele uma chance de explicar.
Não vai me apresentar aos seus amigos?
Ainda bem que Raven não está aqui. Ele daria umas boas pancadas no meu traseiro por ser tão rude. Francis Bedlam você já conhece. Mas quem é que não ouviu falar deste patrono das belas artes e amigo dos empreendedores com recursos iniciais limitados? E o anão é Carlo Varese, também conhecido como Cutelo. Carlo está no ramo do entretenimento.
Estou procurando pelo filho da puta Júnior.
Interessante.
O que quer com ele?
O Júnior vai me ajudar a encontrar alguém.
O filho da puta nunca ajudou ninguém na sua maldita vida.
Eu vou pedir com jeitinho.
Está vendo, Cutelo? Quem sabe se você não tivesse chamado Júnior de Papatio e tivesse perguntado direito, ele tivesse aparecido hoje.
Senhores, vocês estão malucos? Querem bater papo? O filho da puta quer nos pegar e ele vai conseguir no fim. Temos que matá-lo antes. Então, por favor, sentem-se aqui de molho, peidando e assistindo às bolhas enquanto eu mando os meus rapazes até os esconderijos do filho da puta. Eles vão fazer barulho e fazer o desgraçado se mostrar. E você, geriátrico, ou seja lá qual for o seu nome de merda, quer encontrar o filho da puta? Encontre-me primeiro.
Alguma ideia sobre o paradeiro do Júnior? Agradeço por qualquer pista.
Sigue.
Vale a pena tentar. O Gerald tem um jeitinho para encontrar pessoas. E ele é discreto, o que é uma virtude.
Deixo com você, então.
Eu verei você amanhã, Francis. Terminaremos a nossa conversa.
Então, que tal nos vestirmos?
Claro, claro. Então conversaremos. Em particular. Que confusão aquilo. Nunca achei que fosse ficar feliz em ver o homem responsável por eu tomar tantos banhos.
Se você estiver um pouco mais limpo por causa disso, devo dizer que valeu a pena quebrar seu tornozelo.
Não sarou direito. Dá pra acreditar? Preciso deixar imerso na água quente pelo menos 6 vezes por dia agora. Senão, lateja como os sinos de Belclair ao amanhecer.
Tive meus motivos. Sua perna estaria bem se você não tivesse se metido comigo.
Entendi. Bom, juro que se pudesse voltar no tempo, faria as coisas de um jeito muito diferente em Tanet. Por exemplo, teria ordenado que meus homens te matassem em vez de te amarrar.
Veja bem, Helven. Não, Dijkstra. Não estou com saco para os seus codinomes, senhas e afins. Estou aqui por motivos específicos. Se quiser ouvir, fique à vontade. Se não, prefiro que me poupe da sua sabedoria ou me bote pra fora.
Ah, que mal tem. Fale.
Acha que o Cutelo vai encontrar o filho da puta?
Talvez, talvez não. Mas ele vai queimar meia cidade tentando. Que desperdício. Deixe ele trabalhar sozinho, eu digo.
Alguma ideia?
O Júnior tem áreas da cidade nas quais ele é forte. Invada-as e procure. Mas seja discreto. Nada de velocidade e fúria e ficar balançando seu pinto de aço por aí.